down the front straightaway as Brown gets it a little bit sideways. Down the front straightaway, all over the back bumper. Brown not going to make the move this time around is Pinkston. So now Calb's starting to get a little bit impatient with the DD2 ahead of him, Vieira. Calb not able to make the move going down the front straightaway as the DD2 just has a little bit too much power for him. So now 2 to go for the entire field as they're starting to see that coming across the line. As we see it, wow, what a move Calb just put on Vieira down at the tree turn. Stuck for a second there, but ended up washing out on him, and now Vieira looks like he's gotten a spot back. Indeed he has. So now these two getting racy is causing Lowe to close in once again. That battle for 7th place getting closer and closer now. As the 7-3 of Jim Osborne is now pulled off of the circuit. So now as they get onto the backside of the circuit, nothing changed up front in the battle for second. However, Calb's still trying to hold off Richard Lowe here. The DD2 is starting to affect the race for 7th place overall. This is 5th place in Road Tax Masters. So keep an eye on that battle throughout the lap. In the meantime, Nelio Burness comes around the final corner for the final time. Checkered flag in the air for himself. He will take the DD2 win and the overall. As Rob Mayer comes around the final corner, he's going to take the Road Tax Masters win. Well done there. Meantime, that battle for 2nd place we were keeping on between Brown and Pinkston. It's going to be Brown over Pinkston across the line. Great run there by Jerry Brown. So now through the tree turn comes that battle for 5th in Road Tax Masters between Calb and Richard Lowe. To come out of the final corner, Lowe gets a better run on Calb, and it doesn't look like he's going to get ahead, so Calb will hold on to it. So now your top 5 overall: Nelio Burness, Rob Mayer, Jerry Brown, Dan Pinkston, and Ricky Hollingshead. So now the field's going to come around the tree turn here on the warm-up lap. Derek Mays holding on to the top spot with Francois Brun-Weibo around on the outside. Mark Thomas holds on to third with Miguel Gronsal in the second row. Gabriel Urita and Michael Gronsal holds on to row 3, and Darren Mays holds on to the rest of the field. So now around the showcase corner they're going to come here. Coming down very slow. And the starter likes what he sees, and we're going green, and we're going very fast towards turn 1. See if we keep it clean, and it appears we do as Francois Brun-Weibo gets out to the early lead. As you hear the Francois Brun-Weibo fan club coming up here at the start stand. So 18 laps these guys are going to go for. As Francois checks out to an early 4 to 5 cart length lead on Mark Thomas. Check that. Give it at about 8 while we're at it. So down the front straightaway we go. Francois Brun-Weibo going to lead lap 1. Holds on to a second lead over Mark Thomas, who has a lead over Darren Mays. Miguel Gronsal over Michael Gronsal. Gabriel Urita and Darren Mays rounds out the rest of your field. So on the backside of the circuit, we got a close battle for second between Mays and Thomas. Mays of the Derek variety. As Thomas continues to hold off the charge. Francois is going to continue to check out on the rest of the field here. Thomas crosses the line about 2 seconds behind Francois. So Francois doing about a second a lap over the field. Thomas still holding strong on to second place there. He's a little bit slower according to our lap times here than Mays. So Francois Brun-Weibo give him fast lap as well while he's up front, 37.772. We got a nice little battle, it appears, for 5th. That is between Michael Gronsal and Gabriel Urita. This Urita is going to try around the outside of Gronsal. Doesn't look like it's going to stick this time around. This is going to keep the momentum going around the outside as he's going to try and move on the inside. Doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, back up front, that battle for second. Mark Thomas and Derek Mays. Mays still hounding the backside of Thomas here as they come into the tree turn. Through the showcase corner once again. Thomas still holding strong up there. So nothing continuing to change throughout the entire lap here. The field seems to have fallen into a pretty decent rhythm. So now that battle for 5th is still starting to heat up quite a bit here. Michael Gronsal and Gabriel Urita. Urita tried to round the outside at the hairpins, didn't quite work for him, and Urita tried a little bit deeper line down into the tree turn. Causes him to bog a little bit and loses a lot of time now. As Urita's actually having issues with that cart. It does not sound very healthy going down the front straightaway, so issues for Gabriel Urita. So keep an eye on that. Now the closest battle we have on the circuit is, again, this battle for second between Mark Thomas and Derek Mays. It's down the front straightaway they go. Mays is hounding the backside of Thomas. Looks like he's going to poke out at the final second down in the first corner, and he does. He gets it. So Derek Mays to second over Mark Thomas. Now the question is, can Mays close in on Francois Brun-Weibo, who is currently leading up at the front, led every lap thus far. Currently 3 seconds ahead of Mays. So Thomas is going to lose a little bit of ground there. So now we'll keep an eye on these gaps. Still about 3 seconds there from Weibo to Mays, as we expect. Mays just got around Thomas that lap, so we wouldn't expect too much ground being made up there. Chiarita still definitely having issues with that Kart. He has not been able to close down at all and continues to lose a lot of ground, actually. And in fact, Chiarita's going to go ahead and pit that Kart. So now Brun Weibo still holds on to fast lap, 37.771. Across the line, Mays closes down that gap by about 2/10 on Brun Weibo. However, he has about half of the race left, and I don't think he quite has enough time to close or get to Francois at that rate. However, there is lap traffic up ahead, and it could affect both groups differently. So Francois going to pick up the cross flags this time around. It's a blue flag is waved for Darren Mays. Going into turn one, Francois disposes of the lap traffic quickly. As Derek Mays is continuing to close in on Francois here, now picks up another 3/10 there. So now 2.5 seconds is the gap from first to second. Derek Mays catching just the traffic kind of at the wrong point there. Just across the line this time around. There goes Brun Weibo. We'll keep an eye on the gap. It just actually stabilized that time around. Mays was not able to dispose of the traffic well. So the gap stays about the same from first to second. So 7 laps to go when Francois crosses the line. Starting to close in on a little bit more traffic of Miguel Gransal. However, it's a whole front straightaway away. So now that gap, it's still closing a little bit. Mays a little bit by a little bit on Francois. So still no very close action going around on the circuit. Gaps are closing. However, Miguel Gransal has a bit of an issue coming out of the final corner. Kart seemed to sputter and puke out a lot of smoke, cleared itself out, and he's back going again down the front straightaway. So maybe let it bog down just a little bit too much there. Come across the line, there's going to be 5 laps to go. Mays continues to close down that gap. It's about 2.25 seconds. Francois can now see the lap traffic of Miguel Gransal. So blue flag is out for Gransal as they come down the front straightaway. And Gransal shuts the door on your leader. That's going to cost him time. So Miguel Gransal shut the door on Francois Brun Weibo. So now half a lap later, Brun Weibo has now gotten clear of the lap traffic. This is definitely going to cause Mays to close in quite a bit because Mays has very easy disposal of the traffic. So now the gap that was about 2.25 seconds is now a full second with 4 laps to go. So now this battle just got a little bit more interesting here. Throw a joker in there. And it just makes the race that much more interesting. So now we're going to continue to see if this gap closes at all now that Francois was held up. Is he going to put a little bit more pressure and start pushing more? So we got 3 to go. It's now half a second separating the two. So it sounded like something just broke on Miguel Gronsal's kart down at the end of the straightaway. It got real loud suddenly. Meantime, back up front, there is now nothing separating Brunwebo and Mays. As the other Mays of Darren pulls into the pit lane here. Derek is still up there front running, trying to chase down Brunwebo, and he has so. So we have 2 laps to go on this one. Can Brunwebo hold off the charge of Mays? On the back side of the circuit for the penultimate time. Through the hairpin, still nose to tail. Francois still leading the way. As they come towards the tree turn, Francois seems to be a little bit stronger through the twisty bits here. So here they come into the showcase corner for the penultimate time. White flag in the air for your leader, Francois Brunwebo. Derek Mays closely behind. Mark Thomas not too far behind either. Should something happen between those two, Mark Thomas will reap the benefits here. So now through the hairpins for the final time. Doesn't look like, oh, there's lap traffic coming up though. Are they going to catch it before they get to the finish line? That could be the deciding factor here. Let's come out of the tree turn for the final time towards the showcase corner. Looks like that traffic's moving just fast enough to not affect the race. Here comes Francois Brunwebo down the front straightaway. He will take the pre-final win over Derek Mays. Mark Thomas will bring home 3rd. So Michael Grunsall will get 4th with Miguel taking home 5th.
All right, here we go once again for our Rotax Mini-Max pre-final. We'll start off once again with a full restart as we never completed a single lap. On the front row will be Nicholas Bruckner and Mitch Goldfarb. Second row will be Vincenzo Saraceno and Mateus Ramirez. Row 3, Camp Clifford and Caitlin Melton. Row 4, Ian Keel and Tyler Lindberg. Row 5, Aiden Keel and Joseph Lambert. Row 6, Luke Genovese and Zachary Hollingshead. And rounding out the field, Miss Kendall Cab. Both Cab and Hollingshead involved in that lap 1, turn 1 incident. Both drivers checked out and okay, and will compete in this pre-final.
You're obsessed with that, aren't you?
Mr. Bruckner will lead him down through the showcase turn into the lanes. Nice slow start, increasing speed. Green flag's out, we're racing. Looks like the outside row got the jump on the start. So that's going to be Mr. Nicholas Bruckner, Mitch Goldfarb, who will take the lead as they head through the chicane and into the S's. And there's a pass already. Bruckner goes for the lead. He's on the inside as they come up to the next turn. He's got the position now into the tree turn. It's Mateus Ramirez from fourth into the lead. Did not see that move whatsoever. So it's Ramirez, Goldfarb, Bruckner, Saraceno, and Melton. So from the second row, Mateus Ramirez, he got that jump. And he will continue to lead as they come through the tree turn for the second time. Pulled out about 3 kart lengths. So second place looks like it's going to be Mitch Goldfarb. And that 5:48 with Nicholas Bruckner in third. As we've settled into single file. And they try to go 2 wide. And it looks like for the battle for fourth back there, Vincenzo Saraceno and Caitlin Melton go 2 wide as they exit turn number 1. Top 5 kart breakaway. Ramirez, Goldfarb, Bruckner, Saraceno, Melton have broken away by 1 second over the group led by Tyler Lindberg. So you got a group of 5 followed by a group of 6. And no change in position that time by as Ramirez still leads the way by 0.2 of a second as they come through the horseshoes one more time. Ramirez just with that scant 0.2 of a second advantage, and that equals about 4 kart lengths. That 5 kart breakaway has a 1.5 second group, 1.5 second lead over the next 6 karts. Quick time, Mateus Ramirez, he resets it again. 39.356 with 8 laps to go. Good to see that all our drivers have made it through the incident and the first time we started this race. Once again, I'd like to thank all our drivers that have come from lands as far, Georgia, South Carolina, South Florida. Come to Ocala Grand Prix, where we Rotex. So Caitlin Melton's made her way around Vincenzo Saraceno to move her way into 4th place. As your front 2 are starting to break away. They pulled about a 0.5 second gap over 3rd place Bruckner. Front 5 karts still in contention there for the lead. Then your next 6 karts back there fighting away for that 6th place position. Led by Tyler Lindberg. Good scrap back there for 3rd. That's going to be between Bruckner and Melton. Melton pouring it on. Driver around. That's going to be the 509 of Caitlin Melton. She was in contention for that third place. And she'll now drop back to at least 11th. So your position now, your top five: Ramirez, Goldfarb, Bruckner, Saracena, and Keel. Quick time, 39.247. Mateus Ramirez set it last time by, and he's now got a 0.6 of a second lead over second place Goldfarb. So that first group now broken up a bit since Caitlin Melton dropping out. Goldfarb 0.8 of a second back from Ramirez. Goldfarb's battles now with Bruckner. Vincenzo Saraceno running by himself in fourth place. And Ian Keel leading the group of Keel, Lindbergh, Clifford, Keel, and Lambreth. As kart number 7, Kendall Cab, will retire the go-kart after having no radiator cap. Was meatballed off the track. No radiator cap on the number 7 kart. Very observant eyes of the corner workers out here at Ocala Grand Prix. Might have just saved a motor there. So Caitlin Melton back there running in 10th. She's 3 seconds out of 9th place. Running about 0.4 of a second quicker than the group in front of her. She, again, running times that would put her up front. Her best time, 39.249. Just about 100th of a second out of quick time. So now let's watch this group of Tyler Lindbergh, Kent Clifford, and Aiden Keel. See if they can shake things up and make a move.
Battle for second, Carl.
Nicholas Bruckner gets around Mitch Goldfarb now. Move him into P2. Bruckner to the second place over Goldfarb. That's a white flag in the air. Still a great battle back there for 5th place. Ian Keel currently holds it. Brother Aiden right behind him. Mateus Ramirez out to a 1.2 second lead. Through the tree turn one last time. Second place, Bruckner right behind him. Goldfarb not going to be able to mount much of a challenge, and he'll finish in 3rd in this pre-final. So there it is, checkered flag in the air. Your winner, Mateus Ramirez. In 2nd, Nicholas Bruckner. In 3rd, Goldfarb. 4th, Saraceno. 5th, Ian Keel.
paperwork for me?
Yes, dear, I do. Ta-da!
Thank you, ma'am.
Good Lord. You know, I wish I would have worn shorts next time I'm gonna follow my instinct. I wore pants because I thought it was gonna rain.
Well, we set this up for you just in case it rains.
I know.
You try to do that.
What's that?
Just send a quick card out for DD2s.
Yeah. When did that happen?
Hey,
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here goes Charlie's paperwork.
Oh, where's my water, guys? Oh, I got it. Oh, dear Lord.
Are you?
I drank beer a couple weeks ago and gave you something funny. Cheers, do not want to raise enough. Huh? We're hang out back there until we go check it up there. Then they can sign up.
I think it'll be like in dirt. Be pre-grid if you ain't there. They
We're
go
going.
without you. I mean, that's the way it is with dirt.
Yeah.
You pre-grid, if you ain't there,
We're going.
you gone. And
I understand.
once they
Yeah,
get
they're-
lined
They
up, you don't
do
go
that.
out.
They're bullshitting around.
Oh.
No. If you ain't there, you don't race.
That's what they get out there. Just sit back there all the
And if you
time.
hauling ass up there, hauling ass up there thinking you get out, it might get in trouble.
What you need, Mal?
Yeah.
Good
Get this GoPro.
That's Richard.